So pretty much with any goal when it comes to fitness, especially weight loss, but it could be building muscle, it could be increasing your flexibility, it could be increasing your mobility, increasing your overall energy and feeling more alive and having more vitality. If you don't have habits that keep you within a certain structure to be able to keep getting those results or even get those results, then you will keep relapsing. So I know you've always heard, you have to go to the gym or you have to work out at home, you have to do resistance training, eat in a calorie deficit, generally eat healthier, and you will get the results you want. And that's the baseline of it, okay? There's obviously more details when it comes down to actually getting the goals that you want, losing the weight, getting more flexibility. It's not cookie cutter for every single person, because if it was, and it was easier said than done, as you might see with some of these before and after pictures online, with some of these coaches that put things up online with their clients, then everybody would be in the best shape of their life. But unfortunately, it takes a bit more work than that. But even behind that, what a lot of people don't talk about is your mindset. You can't go into wanting to get these results and still think the same way. It just will not work. And it's the reason why a lot of people relapse when it comes to their eating, and they keep on eating more food and go back to being overweight, or they'll get in shape for a period of time, whether if it's a few months or a few years, and then they go back to their old type of body weight that they had, or they end up losing muscle, or they lose flexibility, their energy goes down. It's because of the way that their mindset is structured and the habits that they stopped doing in order to keep them there. And just as a small example, how many times have you yourself or somebody that you know that you care about, or that you even know as a distant type of friend or as an acquaintance, that you keep seeing goes to the gym or works out at home, they try and incorporate some better eating, some mindful nutrition, or even to be in a deficit, and then a few weeks later they give up. Or they stop going to the gym, they stop paying attention to their calorie deficit, they stop paying attention even to their calorie surplus, if they want to put on more body weight or if they're trying to put on a little bit more muscle, okay? They just stop doing those things altogether. And the reason why that happens is because they don't develop certain habits that are going to allow them to build their character to be able to keep those results, right? If you keep just taking the same approach and something isn't working, it's just gonna end up being the same. And it's the same thing when it comes to your health and your fitness. Anything in life, for that matter, is going to come down to your mindset and the types of principles you add in that's going to allow you to get to where you need to be. You're probably asking, okay, so what are those things? What do I need to do in order to make sure that I keep getting those results? And it's not just one simple thing to do. Like, there are a few things that I'm gonna list here that are going to help you, but you have to apply all of them in order to make sure that you can continuously keep doing them to build a different character within you over time, so that it'll allow you to keep consistency going in order to get the results that you want, okay? You can't just do one without the other. You have to apply all of them. The first thing is accountability. You have to basically come to the conclusion that it's you and you alone that's going to get these results. You're either going to be getting up early, or you're going to be putting time in at some point in your day that you're going to dedicate and have a no excuse type of mentality, and you're going to make sure you go to the gym, you work out, or work out at home. Just put in the time whatsoever, and you're going to follow a nutritional plan that's going to be beneficial for you to get to the weight that you want, right? And you need to, again, have accountability for yourself and realize that it's you. You're not going to pay somebody to do this. You're not going to go with somebody to the gym all the time. Nobody's going to hold your hand. You're going to have to go yourself. If you're somebody who constantly goes with your friends, that's amazing. Keep doing that. Just don't expect them to be there forever, and don't sit at home and not go and wait for them if they don't want to go anymore. Because then you're going to end up suffering because you're going on somebody else's schedule. You need to lead by example. You need to be the one that has to go out there and do it yourself. And if you do that, I guarantee you they'll start following you. You have to walk on your own path and make your own decision. You can't wait for anybody else, and you have to be accountable and say, I'm the one that made me like this right now. I need to be the one in order to get up and go to the gym and make things happen. I might have developed certain habits from birth up until now because of other people in my life, because maybe they didn't know any better. Certain habits that you've had when it comes to eating have been crappy because growing up, that's all you were surrounded with. Maybe hanging around certain people didn't give you good habits to be used, and you didn't understand the method of actually putting in the work and the time and consistency in order to do it. But regardless of that fact, even if it wasn't your fault, now it is your problem, and you have to be the one to take care of it. Nobody else is going to come and save you. So you have to be accountable, and you have to understand that it's you who's got to make the change. The other thing is consistency. Now that you have the accountability and you understand, you have to keep going day in and day out, okay? Or week after week, whatever you decide to build your plan to. You have to make sure that you have to have a no excuse type of mentality, kind of like I've already suggested, and you have to go even when you don't feel like it. It doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna go that week, those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times that week. Build a schedule that's gonna work for you and that you know you're gonna stick to with your eating and your workouts, and you're gonna go and you're gonna be consistent. Because out of all the different principles, consistency, obviously with everything done properly, but consistency is the one that's gonna allow you to get to that checkpoint or that finish line or that end goal for you. Open an Excel sheet, open a Word doc, write it on your phone. It doesn't matter where you write this down. Just at some point, write down how many days a week you're gonna go to the gym and be honest with yourself. Don't put 6 days a week because you're excited to go when you haven't even worked out 1 day a week forever. Or if you're somebody who's gone to the gym in the past but haven't gone in years, okay? Do what you think you're gonna be able to do. You start with something conservative and then you can build from there. Because if you start to do something too much, and you're not able to handle it, which happens to a lot of people, then you start getting upset with yourself and then you quit because you think that you should have been able to do that when in reality you weren't there yet. You weren't able to handle that, okay? So start off with 3 days a week, generally is a good number. Build out a routine, a split program that's gonna allow you to, again, stick to something that you're able to do and that you're not gonna be too overwhelmed with, okay? Add cardio in those days and stick to a meal plan that's gonna be easy for you to follow. So whether you want to lose weight, okay, whether you want to gain weight, whether you just want to maintain where you're at, put something together that's going to be easy for you to follow and just follow it day in and day out. Get used to the habit of eating those foods and eating around that time. Within 2 weeks to a month, around that time frame, or even a little bit more, it really depends on the person, you will adjust and you will get used to it, okay? What's going on, guys? I just wanted to take a quick break from the video and say thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video and showing support. It really, really honestly is appreciated. And also, if you're somebody who's been struggling with weight loss or to put on muscle or to learn even how to exercise properly, then you can actually head over to my website. I have a membership area there that you can join. It's made for people that need a direction in order to get to the goals that they want, but don't know what direction to take. It's got a host of how-to videos, mindset videos, nutritional videos, and educational videos, and is set up for your success. If you're interested and you want to be able to get on this, then you can drop a comment in the link below, or you can click a link in the description and we can take it from there. Next is, it doesn't matter if you don't feel like going or what you feel like when it comes to this, because how you feel is not going to get you the results. And what I mean by this is, as people start to take this more serious and they go to the gym and they work out and lift weights and they start eating, they have days where they don't feel like going, or they don't, want to stick to their caloric deficit, or they don't want to stick to their caloric increase, or they don't want to do the stretches that they know they need to do in order to help with their flexibility and mobility, so on and so forth, okay? And it doesn't matter what you feel, because if you go based on those feelings, you will never get your results, right? It doesn't matter what you feel like if you're getting up in the morning and you don't want to get up and go to work. You obviously have to go to work in order to provide funding for your family. You have to get an income in order to provide for yourself, in order to live, right? Whether you like your job or not is it's irrelevant at that point. You just know you have to get up and you have to go, because if you don't, well, you're not going to be able to put food on the table, right? If you want to change your profession, that's something that you work up on yourself and you change down the road. But regardless, you still have to go. It's the same thing, it's very similar, I should say, when it comes to your fitness. Whether you feel like it or not, in order to get the results, you have to go. You have to get up. There's no other way around it. You just have to get up and go, because if you listen to what you feel like, you're never gonna get the results you want. You're never gonna hit the weight that you wanna hit. You're never gonna get the physique that you wanna get. Your flexibility will always stay the same. Your energy levels are always gonna stay lower. And it's because of the fact that you just felt like not going. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, we have to do things that we don't want to do in order to get the results and attain that vision that we want to attain. You have to get through those challenges, and they're not problems, they're challenges, because that's all it is, a challenge you can overcome, okay? A problem is more of a negative mindset, and I don't like to use problems with people. I just say challenges, because it's something that you can break through, that you can overcome, that you can use as a stepping stone to get to where you need to get to. Okay, and you need to put aside your feelings, think with a neutral aspect, just get into the gym and get into your workout, follow your nutrition, and I guarantee you when you do that, you will build more accountability, you'll build more respect for yourself, because when you start seeing the results, you're gonna be very glad that you didn't listen to those feelings on those days, that you didn't want to do the things you know you had to do in order to get the results that you now have. And lastly, there's two things to this. Consuming more positive content for yourself to help boost your self-esteem if your self-esteem is low, to allow you to get better feelings about going to work out, get into the gym, and also get into shape, whatever your goals are, because there's enough nonsense out there that people just watch on the daily for no reason at all. Why not listen to positive stuff that's gonna build your character, that's gonna make you stronger in life and allow you to get better at anything you do, not even just with health and fitness, but with how you speak, how you portray yourself, more money that you could possibly make, understanding and thinking outside the box when it comes to looking at different opportunities in your life, having better relationships with your family and your friends, or your loved one, your significant other, understanding on how to maybe get to know and understand your kids better. But even aside from all that, it's just about building yourself up and filling yourself and understanding that you can do all the things that you want to do. But it takes reoccurrence of really putting this stuff in your brain day in and day out. I myself do that on the daily. I always set time aside for the day and look at kind of like positive aspirations or informational type of content, that's whether it's business or just, you know, self-help, so to speak, in that category, that's gonna remind you on why you're doing everything you're doing. Nobody's perfect and everybody needs that. The other half to this is not even just for myself, not even to look at my stuff, but find educational content in the health and fitness niche that's going to be beneficial for you, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's either hearsay, has some truth to it or not, or isn't truthful at all. And there's also information out there that can be beneficial for some and then not for others. It doesn't necessarily mean one is right and wrong. It just means at that point in your life, it worked for you. But there is content out there that's completely false, and you have to be careful about steering into it. You want to steer clear of it, because there's a lot of it out there. And I understand when I talk to my clients on a daily basis, but when I get new clients on a monthly basis, they tell me all the time on how one of the biggest things is they don't know what to do. They don't know what to look at. There's so many conflicting things out there. And it's something that you as an individual have to make sure you really do your due diligence in when it comes to looking at information. So not listening to a short, or not even just listening to one video like this, even myself, go do your own research. Look at different sources. Look at both sides of the arguments when you're looking at something, if it's true or not, and then go even deeper into those arguments. You have to do more than just looking at a 30-second short or even a 1-hour video for this day and age, because of all the amounts of the amalgamation of information out there. There's just too much of it now, and there's too much crap out there that unfortunately a number of people have put out there because of their own experiences and nuances, which doesn't necessarily mean it didn't work for them, but as a general spectrum, it doesn't mean it's true either, right? So you have to really do your research out there and understand on what's right and what's wrong, what's fact and what's fiction, and what can work for you, or what hasn't worked for you could possibly work for somebody else or might not work for them. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Click like, subscribe, comment, share. If you do want to get more information and want to work with me, click the link below. It'll take you to a page that'll give you more info. and where you can also book a one-on-one consult with me where we can go over what you're struggling with and to see if we'll be able to work one-on-one together. And if there's other information that you want, you can go to my Instagram and you can also go to my Facebook as well. There's loads of other videos on there that show you how to perform exercises and also videos on different mindset hacks that you can use and how to build yourself up as a character, because as I said in this video, it is very important and is the backbone when it comes to getting your results. But other than that, see you guys around.